There we go. Wow, the stream was having a problem that whole time.
What?
It wasn't going at all.
No.
But it's okay. We still have 17 minutes left in this qualifying session.
So we were talking to no one.
We're
Nice.
talking to each other.
Yes.
We're getting our voices warmed up. Welcome everybody to round 3 of the GT3 World Championship by Real Racing Club. You join us 13 minutes into the qualifying session, where we have Vengrick on pole position at the moment with a 55.1. Benny Redmer currently improved on his time to third.
55.173. And at the moment there is only Rugven, P17, that is improving on his time, but he's losing. He lost 3 tenths exiting the last corner, and he doesn't improve the position. 58.5. Still with no time there is Giorgi Gronai, Luca Conti, Huckabee Brown, and Killian Ryan Minen. Joseph Diaz is exiting the last corner now onto the start finish line to go for another assault, another attack to the pole position of Tobias Bengarek in the number 98 Bentley of 155.143. And top 3 is split by 30 milliseconds.
Even 4th place is close by. We've seen him set a time within that range, so even Neath could get up there into the pole position.
Yeah, they're very close, the first 4.
As we ride on with the number 9 Bentley coming up to the final sector.
Improving. He's 6 tenths down. Wow, he's very fast. Yeah, the Bentley
put some new tires on it, and he's ready to go.
Yes.
Halfway into the qualifying session, still plenty of time for the drivers to improve on their times. As we see King Maji approaching the final corner, improving on his time.
56.0, P6 at the moment.
Good lap time from him.
Other car improving is Felix. P13 in the Lambo is 4 tenths down after the Mercedes Arena. And King Meiji is still improving 2 tenths after the Mercedes Arena.
We'll keep riding on with Messerschmitt in that 35 Lambo as he comes up to the, where is he going? The hairpin.
Yes, the hairpin.
Let's ride on board with him as he approaches the Schumacher S. Very quick through here. Onto the curb on the right, a little bit bouncy on the curb on the left. A good exit out of the right-hander. Very aggressive over the curbs. Quick right-hander onto the back straight. If you could call it that, there is a turn in it, but these drivers can take it flat.
Yeah, it should be called Advanbogen, but probably the German will kill me, so I'll not do it.
Up to the chicane, the fast chicane,
and
into
the Coca-Cola curve.
Into the last corner. Accelerating up to the line. Can he improve from 13th?
57.3.
He does. He moves up a position.
Meiji is improving. He's a 55.4 P5.
Good lap there, 3/10 down. And while all
Watch
this
out.
happened, Neath has gone fastest with a 55.059.
Yes, but it is Tobias 2 tenths down, just entering the left-hander, T11.
We're right
And
on
now
board
on
with
to
him
the
through the
back
final sector.
Still 2 tenths down.
Nice and smooth through the chicane. Hard on the brakes to the last corner.
Oh, he lost.
Very
he lost
tight.
a bit.
Can he
And
get
he's
pole? He gets it! 12
12
milliseconds.
milliseconds.
Crazy.
Oh, they are close. Killian is improving.
We'll ride on with the 23 Aston as he tries to improve from 7th place.
Lee King Meiji is improving also, and he's on the final chicane. It is he went wide, and he decided to ask to pits. While there are some guys improving like Killian, Ryan Minen, that is now onto the back straight in his Aston Martin. 4 tenths down. Approaching the last chicane. Smooth transition, and now onto the last corner. And he's 7 tenths down, so watch out also for him, that he's improving. He's a 55.335 P5 for him. The Nissan is a 55.992.
Plenty of drivers improving on their times in these final 10 minutes of qualifying. Hard to keep up with who's going to cross the line next. We're tuning with Carlos Alvarez coming up to the chicane. A little in front of him, Svirkov just completing the chicane, coming up to the last corner. Improving on his time. How high up can he go?
56,
Up
8,
to 12th.
Just in front of Carlos Alvarez, that improves in 57.0. He stays there. Killian still improving half a second after the Schumacher assist. There is also Eric improving 3 tenths just in front of Killian.
Last week's race winner coming up to the chicane. Very quick through there, very bouncy on the exit. Can he take pole position as he comes up to the line? Yes, he can by 69 milliseconds, a 54.978 from him.
55.239 for Killian.
Koenig to cross the line, can't improve on his time, stays in 9th place. Laszlo coming up to the line. up to 11th for him. Next driver improving his steer comp. Ooh, very bouncy over the chicane. Can he keep it steady? Oh, he's gonna lose all of his time there. We'll tune in with Svensson in the 101 BMW. Riding on board.
Milan is improving and improves 55.4, but it's not enough. 3 milliseconds split him and Lee King Meiji. Svensson is approaching the last corner.
Let's see what his time's going to be.
BMW 57.0.
Good time up moves him to 13th place. Pulls into the pit lane. Next driver improving is Hochvin in the 74 Mercedes.
He's 6 tenths down.
Bounces over the chicane curbs, approaching the last corner. Nice and smooth on the exit. What time will he post? It's going to be a 57.9. Stays 18th fastest for now.
While I'm following Dietz, that is improving, 110 down now into the hairpin, and he has in front the Nissan 435 of Kolesnikov.
As money crosses the line, he does improve on his time, but stays 17th fastest overall for now.
Eric is improving also, 2 tenths.
Svensson going over the chicane bumps coming up to the last corner, and he pulls off to the side of the road. We'll tune in with Neith approaching that same area.
Ooh, very, very close with the...
Let's see what time he will post.
The map.
Improving.
54.6.
Wow.
624.
4 tenths clear of second place.
While Diaz is still a little bit blocked. No, he passed the Nissan. Diaz passed the Nissan and did a 55.065.
Very close to his fastest time, but not quite there.
Carlos, P13 at the moment in the Audi is still improving. 3 tenths down. Also, Pete Money is improving with his Aston Martin number 27, 8 tenths down onto the back straight.
As we'll finish the lap with Alvarez as he approaches the final corner. Can he improve from 13th place? He goes up to 10th, 2 seconds off of pole position, a 156.628 for him. And quickly behind him, Money finishes his lap, best time, moves him to up to 14th place.
Ben is improving, is 55.035 P2 at the moment. While behind him there is also Lee in the number 9 Bentley improving, 3 tenths down, exiting the last corner, onto the finish line, 55.152,
Fifth
P5.
fastest. 2 and a bit more than 2.5 minutes left in the qualifying. Let's see if drivers can still improve.
Bennis is still improving, but he's at the moment 4. He has to search for 4 tenths to try to attack the pole position of Eric. Also, Lee is improving. Eric is improving, but a little error on the T1, maybe too narrow. So the guys have still one attempt to improve their time.
Hochbein coming up to the line. Can he improve from 17th place? He goes up a place to 16th. 57.5 is time. As he's gonna yoink it to the pits. We tune into Dietz approaching the Schumacher S's.
And there is a little train with the Neef leaving the space. No, Aldobeck leaving the space to Ryan Meenan. 1 minute to go into the qualification.
Ahead of Dietz, Svirkov approaching the last corner, improving in his 777 Audi. Can he get up any higher than 13th?
Oh, and on the last
His
chicane,
time.
Dietz is improving. Dietz is improving. He's 110 down, but he lost it exiting the last corner. Still 1 lap for him. His last climb in this session.
As Koenig currently in 9th place, improving, going through the kink of the back straight. On the brakes for the chicane. Smooth through the first one, over the bumps on the second.
He's still gaining on the last corner, so he fixed it. He corrected the line. While he's over,
How high
so
can he
the
go?
first will be.
This is
He's
gonna
the first to take.
will stay 9th
the finish.
fastest for Koenig.
Carlos Alvarez is improving. 4 tenths down onto the last corner. P10 at the moment. He gained 2 tenths, but he lost it again. Well, lost a bit on the exiting. Is 56.376
Fastest
and he
lap,
stayed
but
P10.
still doesn't improve his position.
And the only 2 cars on track that are improving is Cormac Ryan Meenan, that is now in T11, it should be T11, and Samuel Holoback, and they are one behind the other. So. And also Kilian is improving in the Aston Martin.
Yep,
So he will be the
right
first to
on
cross
with
the
this
line.
train. We've got Killian Ryan Meaden, followed by Cormac Ryan Meaden, followed by Vengrig.
Samuel.
Oh, Holobeck.
Holoback. And
Killian Ryan
improves in
Meaden. Where can he go?
54.7.
Second fastest. Cormac Ryan Meaden. Stays 7th fastest. Holobeck. 10th fastest.
Wait, there is still a Vettel 2001 improving onto the last corner, 1.3 seconds down. He's
Up
at
from 16th place. Where can he go? 12th. And that's the qualifying session over. I need to go grab some water real quick. Oh, it's right here. Wasn't very far at all. As we have a few minutes, let's check on the championship standings. Updated from last week. Tied for first place, we have Dietz and Cormac Ryan Meenan with 52 points. In third place is Killian Ryan Meenan with 44 points. In fourth is Neath with 36. In fifth, Vengrick, 34 points. Tied for sixth with 30 each is Kolesnikow and King Maji. In eighth place, in the lone McLaren, we have Herjanus. In ninth, tied for ninth, we have Koenig and Svirkov in the Audis with 13 points. Tied for 11th are Luca Conti and Zarzecki in the Mercedes and Lambo with 11. In 13th is Coast with 9. Tied for 14th are Holobeck and Messerschmitt with 7. Tied for 16th are Lang and Gulbranson. Vesely and Money next, tied with 3 points. Brulance with 2, and Vettel 2001 in 21st place in the standings with the 1 point. And this is how the constructors' standings looks. Mercedes in the lead with 125 points, followed by the Bentleys with 116. And then a big gap to the Aston Martins with 47. The lone Nissan in the field in fourth and with 30 points. Audi is next with 27, followed by Lamborghini with 23. Then the lone McLaren has 14 points, and then the Ferrari and BMW for now have 0 points in the championship.
We are ready to roll.
Oh, yes, we are.
The cars are
10
getting
seconds
down.
to the start. They will have a full formation lap to do. There is no mandatory pit stop, so we have a 1-hour sprint race from start to finish.
No strategy, all push, push, push from start, from the green flag to the finish. While the first car, the pole sitter, is starting. Eric.
Let's run through the starting order real quick. In first place is Neath. Second place, Killian Ryan Meenan. Third place, Benny Redmer. Fourth place is Tobias Vengrick.
Then
Sixth.
Joseph Dietz in P5, Lee King Meiji in P6, Cormac Ryan Meenan P7, Dave Kolesnikow P8, Paul Arel Koenig P9, Samuel Holobeck P10, 11th Carlos Alvarez P12 Vitro 2001, P13 Axel Svensson P13 on the same time, Laszlo, then Lucas Virkov P14, P15 Pete Money, P16 Felix Schmidt, P17 Ugven, P18 Gilbrandsen, P19 Gronay, P20 Brown, and P21 Zarzecki.
As we'll ride with the helicopter for the rest of the formation lap and the start of the race. Drivers approaching the Schumacher S, getting their brakes, their tires up to pressures and temperatures. As Benny goes a little bit over the curb there of the first Schumacher S.
is 10:05 a.m. in-game time, so pretty clear. And we will have 21 degrees the air, 24 degrees the track, no wind, and the track condition is fast. No clouds, it will be fun.
Alright, the drivers lining up back in the double file order, all the way up until the green flag.
The leader has the inside line 41, so a good advantage 41, but then T2 is on the other side, and the switcheroo is under the possibility.
We'll see if we can get a nice and clean race start from everybody. The accordion effect goes very much into the back, especially at a tight turn 1 like the Nürburgring. Alright, as drivers come out of the final corner, up to the green light line. Who's going to get a better getaway from the line? And it's green, green, green!
Yeah. The Bentley, good start for both the Bentleys, number 98 and number 246. While the 213 Benny was a little bit surprised, very deep on the brakes, and he launched. Why is going to the wall? Oh no.
Maybe there was a brake issue there, but it seems like Nieth is going to maintain his lead. Dietz looking on the outside of Ryan Meenan there.
Van Grek also. And Kalashnikov trying to overtake the 9 Bentley of King Meiji.
Yeah, he runs a little bit wide on the exit. This might give the Nissan a good opportunity.
But yeah, he has to watch out with it, because also there is Cormac Ryan Meenan behind him. Is very, very aggressive. And there is a little error of the Nissan exiting the corner.
The Audi is looking close onto the back of Cormac Ryan Meenan. Not quite close enough to get a move done there. Everybody's nice and tight coming out of there. The Audi pulling up alongside. Not quite alongside the Mercedes as they enter the Schumacher S. Oh, King Meiji spins in front. That's going to be a problem. Ooh, can cars avoid it? That's
big crunch.
Big crash. Big crash at the back there. Let's see if this will get a restart or not. Meanwhile, at the front, Nieth defending from Killian Ryan Meenan. The two are separated by just about nothing. Is he going to have a look into the chicane? Not quite. Oh, Nieth makes a small mistake.
A big spin for the. Watching the replay, very unlucky for the Bentley, because it's collected by 5, 6, 7, 8 cars.
As Killian Ryan Meenan dives to the inside on the start-finish straight. Can he get a look on the inside of turn 1?
And it is
not quite alongside. Nieth protecting the outside. There's a little bit of a bump between the two. Dietz might have the opportunity the outside of turn 2. Can't quite get it done. Killian defending that line very well. This gives Nieth an opportunity to run away. These front 4 are separated by nearly nothing.
While Kalashnikov, King Meiji, Redmer, Kolesnikov, Zvirkov, Gilbrandsen, Alvarez, Zabzecki, Messerschmitt are all in the box. And that's like 7 to 8 cars into the box at the first lap.
That'll happen. That's just an unfortunate spin there, and just where he ended up after he spun on the track too. It wasn't like a spin that took him wide, it took him right back onto the racing line.
And then was collected by 7, 8 cars.
Yeah.
2 minutes
of repair. Killian Ryan Meenan on the inside! The two collide! This gives Dietz the race lead!
Oh, lot of drivers.
The track is
Lot
still
of
fast. The
drivers.
conditions aren't optimal yet. Maybe that is catching some drivers out as Dietz goes a little sideways into the chicane. Eric Neath has dropped to 6th place. Cormac is in 3rd. Killian up in 5th. And this gives Dietz the race lead, followed closely by Vengerick as they cross the line to start the 3rd lap. Some cars coming out of the pits. Let's see if they'll yield and stay out of the way. Looks like they will.
While the first 4 cars are going, behind them there is still the Mercedes, the pole-sitter Eric Neath that has to defend from Killian Ryan Minen and Vitral for the P5. While the first 2 are flying into the 2 Bentleys, Dietz and Vengerick. It's a 5-second gap between them.
As we ride on board with Killian Ryan Minen trying to chase down Neath in front. Looks like there's going to be some traffic ahead for them. Let's see if they will yield politely. We saw last week there was a bit of drama on the final lap with the back marker. They're trying to avoid all that as much as possible as the Mercedes yields on the left side there. Ooh, Neath a little shaky on the exit. A couple cars in front of him for him to lap now. That's the 32 Lambo of Zarzecki and the 92 Mercedes of Gulbranson.
And the Aston is all on his tail. The Aston of me, Ryan is very on his tail and commits an error and pass. Ryan Minen passes Eric Neath for P5.
I don't know if I'd want to say, but back marker trouble maybe yet again there, as he had a slow Lambo in front of him entering the chicane. A very difficult section of the track to get right, even if you're by yourself. As we tune in Vengerick trying to make a move on Dietz through the Mercedes arena. Not quite close enough to get any moves done through this section of the track. Let's see if he can get a good toe into the hairpin.
So after the first 3 laps and all the drama is Bentley, Mercedes, the top 3 spots. And the first 2 split by 0.3 of a second.
Neath has dropped further down the grid now into 9th place. I wonder if he has some kind of issue on his car that might make him come to the pits for repairs.
Yeah, he has problem because he's also just overtaken by Koenig.
Koenig catching up to Hoffman in front of him.
And it's box for Neath.
Olebeck very close behind to Killian Ryan Minen.
I don't know for you, but Koenig for me is very laggy.
It seemed okay for me when I was tuned in on him, but that could have changed after we went away. To Hollebeck 0.3 seconds behind Killian Ryan Meenan as a back marker gets out of the way of the pair there. The gap at the front has grown a little bit. Almost 1 second now. It was less than half a second on the last lap. It could just be sector by sector. Vengrik doesn't want to be too close and have all the dirty air of Dietz. As we see the race leader defending from Vengrik behind. Behind them is Cormac Ryan Meenan with a 6.5 second gap. Behind him is Killian Ryan Meenan, 1.5 seconds behind him is Holubek, trailing by less than 1 second, and that is our top 5 at the moment.
For the moment, a good start for Hugven that started very low onto the grid and is now P8.
Yeah, very good start from him in the first 10 minutes of the race. Killian Ryan Meenan has closed down the gap on Cormac. 0.2 seconds now the gap.
And Koenig is
He's gotten in front, actually. He
has
has gotten in front. Killian is now P3. Let's see if he can close the gap onto the leader, to the leaders now. After qualifying in P2.
Sorry.
All good.
Okay. Yes, the P2 are still split by half of a second. And they are on pretty much on the same pace. And Cormac loses the position, is very wide again into the hairpin.
Yeah, we tuned in at the beginning of the lap where Killian went by Cormac in the Mercedes arena.
And now he's under attack by the 198 Mercedes of Samuel Holubek. And he's closing and he's closing.
Let's see if he can get a good toe down the back straight into the chicane as both of them run wide. This is going to give Holubek an opportunity on the inside of the kink.
Oh, they closed. They little touch. Another gentle touch.
They're side by side into the chicane. Who's going to yield? Oh, still side by side. Holubek seems he's going to have the inside line for the last corner, but Ryan Meenan might have a good run on the outside as this battle is going to continue into turn 1. Holubek takes 4th place.
And Zvirkov is enjoying this battle between the two drivers, the two Mercedes drivers, because he's closing and probably will try to unlock.
Holubek runs a little wide. Killian Ryan Meenan on the cutback. He's on the outside of turn 2. Not the best place to make a move. A little bit of a wiggle from him. Can't get it onto the exit. Hard on the brakes. No room there for a move. That was impressive. That was impressive driving from the two of them not to have a massive incident into the chicane.
Yeah, massive. Also fair play to leave the space to the other driver.
Exactly.
Because that could be race over or muscle for one of them.
Yep. Exactly right there.
And now Holubek will go for closing the gap onto Killian. He's only 5.9 seconds in front. While the first two are still split by half of a second.
Yep, nothing between the two as we're riding with them through the chicane.
Pretty much on the same pace. And probably also this lap will be on the same pace.
Vendrick runs a little bit wide under the gravel.
And
The
yeah,
gap is still
Bangor
very
lost
close.
3 tenths. And Killian is not gaining on the first duo.
Holoback and Ryan Meenan still going at it into turn 1. Holoback defending the inside line. Ryan Meenan trying to get any kind of move done on Holoback for 4th place. Behind him is Svirkov, so that is not for position, but those headlights will be a little distracting in the mirror.
Especially if the Audi driver is faster and he will try to unlap himself.
Seems like he's going to be holding position for now. He's going to let the battle between these two continue. It's again a battle of old spec and new spec AMG. But this time
And
for 4th place.
Svirkov is very far, almost half of a lap from P12, so he has no rush to overtake them.
While these two are battling, this is going to give Vettel 2001 an opportunity to catch up. He's closed that gap to 2.5 seconds. As Holoback has a little bit of a messy exit, this might give Ryan Meenan the opportunity down the back straight into the chicane. Side by side on the back bumper. Nope, he's going to yield that. Pulls behind.
Dietz is pulling away 55.5 from the fastest lap of the session for the moment. And he gained 4 tenths on Vengerek in the last lap.
Meanwhile, this duo coming up to the line. Let's see if Ryan Meenan will take a look down the inside. He's
switcheroo. He tries
Holoback defends it pretty well.
But he's trying the switcheroo onto the exit of the Mercedes arena. Probably very wide, probably very near to the track warning.
It would be nice for us to be able to see like how many track warnings everyone has, but
yeah,
what are you gonna do?
So at the moment the battle is on for P4 and P5, and seems there are no other battles other than P14 between Benny Redmer, that is pulling away from Gulbrandsen in number 92 Mercedes, but they are 1 lap down from the leaders because they were involved into the crash at the first lap on the Schumacher S's.
It seems like Redmer's going to be pulling away after qualifying very high up the field. 14th is still a points position. 15th, I believe, is the last place that gets a position, that gets a point.
Ooh, and there is Gronai going side by side with the King Meiji that is P19 and probably last.
Yeah, he's 4 laps down at the moment. After
After
probably suffering a lot of damage after that big incident in the exit of the Schumacher S. Meanwhile, Holoback and Ryan Meenan still nothing between the two as Holoback defends the inside line. Ryan Meenan looking for a cutback. Oh, they're side by side. Can he get it done around the outside of turn 2? Not quite enough grip there. Can he cut to the inside of turn 3? Holoback defends it very well.
He's giving all to defend the position, but they are at the very early stage of the race. So
wow, Vincenzo, the last lap, Vendrick gained 0.4 seconds with a time of 55.1.
Yeah, just noticed.
Half a
So,
second, gained half a second back there.
and is now again 0.5 of. And also Vitral is closing. Vitral is slowly but surely closing onto Cormac and Samuel. Like last lap, he didn't gain, but he's slowly closing.
Yeah, we may have had an encounter with traffic there or something like that. There is still the Audi of Svirkov between the drivers there too.
But he will leave the space probably.
Right.
Since he's not in the battle for position.
Yeah, but still, you gotta get by him. That'll cost you a little bit of time. Nothing between the two Bentleys at the front. As Dietz goes over the bump, this might give Vengrick an opportunity on the inside of turn 2. Not quite close enough. Dietz defending well. Ryan Meenan on the attack of Holobeck on the outside of turn 1 again. Holobeck diving to the inside and defending it. Ryan Meenan gets by through the cutback. Holobeck must have run wide a little bit there. That's going to give Cormac the position. As the battle between these two.
He will go again for the cross. Not enough.
This battle might just keep going all the way to the end.
We hope that Holobeck is not burning the tires too fast, because he is a 1 hour sprint race, so he has also to watch the tires to last till the end.
Yep, only just over a third of the way through the race. Vengrick still very close to Dietz for the first position on the podium.
Yeah, they are going in formation from the start.
Yeah, after that unfortunate collision between Neoth and, was it Cormac or Killian?
Yeah.
I don't remember which one of the two. Either way, after their collision, that gave these two the opportunity to jump up into first and second place, and they haven't stopped since, setting fast laps. Just pretty much copying each other.
Yeah, they did 55.977 Dietz, 55.959 Vengrick, and they both gained almost a second onto Killian. So the Bentley, yes, is fast on this track, seems.
Cormac, Ryan Meenan still defending from Holobeck behind. He has pulled a little bit of a gap, more than half a second. But around here, any small mistake will easily cost you that. And Holobeck will be right back on the tail.
He's looking, but it's not enough. Close.
Not quite yet.
So apart from for the first 3, and yes, and Zalzachki, they are all over the 57.
These two drivers are very close together still. Cormac can't seem to pull away from Holobeck behind. Let's see if he'll gain a little bit more time on this lap, as the leaders are still separated by less than half a second. Coming into turn 1, Dietz defending the inside line. Vengrick not quite close enough. to make any move there.
And he's pulling away a bit, Cormac. 57-1 for Cormac, 57-3 for Samuel. And also Ben is closing, slowly closing, 56-8 for the Ferrari driver.
Yep, closing on the 777 of Svirkov, who is close behind to the 5th place of Holubek. Perhaps that's costing him some time, as he can't really pass him as he's under blue flag conditions there.
Now, yes, he's starting to cross for the 777 Audi to not unlap himself from the cars in front. But I think that if Svirkov is faster, then he will be faster than Holubek. Probably should leave the space and use him as a tow to close again onto the Mercedes.
Yeah, good point there. The gap has grown between Cormac and Samuel Holubek to 1.0 seconds. Killian Ryan in 3rd, can't close the gap. On to 2nd place, about 13 seconds the gap between them. As the lead for Cormac has grown to 1.5 seconds.
And probably Holubek did a little error because he fall down of another 8/10 into the last lap. And also Vitrel, a little error, 58.8. And Koenig is closing 57.2. He gained 1.6 seconds. The number 31 onto the number 7.
All the gaps are pretty big at the moment. No real battles on track except for 1st and 2nd place, separated by less than half a second.
But
or sorry, less than
fighting.
1 second.
They're not fighting. They will wait the end, probably. The last 15-20 minutes to start thinking to battle. And also they will encounter the first lapped car, proper lapped car, that is Gronai, the number 20 Mercedes, that is just 7 seconds in front of them, and they are closing onto the last lap. They gain 4.3 seconds.
Yeah, we'll see if some back marker troubles comes into play today. Tonight, this afternoon, wherever you're watching from. Thank you for watching. Appreciate you tuning in. Still just a little over halfway left in the race.
And Benny is lapping almost on the pace of the first two guys.
Yep, a 56.1 on the last lap from him.
And he passed the Vitrel because I see now that he's behind the Audi.
Tune in with Redmer as he is flying at the moment after his I don't know what happened in turn 1 with him. Probably braked just a little bit too late. He couldn't keep it out of the barrier.
I think yes, probably some hardware problems because I saw the car accelerating again into the wall.
Yeah, hopefully that all got sorted out. And then I think he also got caught up in that collision on the top of the Schumacher S, which probably made him pit with damage and now climbing back up the field, currently in 14th place. On a charge, 5 seconds the gap between him and the 777 car in front of Svirkov.
And there is no battle at the moment on track. And Cormac is pulling away. Cormac is definitely pulling away. Just at the 56.5 while Samuel 57.9.
4 seconds the gap between the two of them there as they cross the line.
Danny has closed the gap 4 seconds. He gained another 1 second and probably is. I don't know if he hasn't more than Hollowback, but he's losing a lot of time. And the engineer reminds that we are halfway into the race.
Nice pops from the Ferrari there as we ride on board with Redmer. Approaching the end of the first sector up to the hairpin. Nice and smooth through there up to the Schumacher S. Really gaining on the car in front. Gained 1 second on the last lap, a little bit into the gravel at the top of the S. A little wide on the exit of this corner. Able to get it nice and steady onto the back straight. At the front, Vengrex closed the gap to less than half a second, right on the tail of Dietz, going through the first section now. These two are pretty comfortably in first and second. The gap to third is almost 18 seconds. A little bit wide from Vengrick on the exit of the hairpin. Into the Schumacher S, the pair go.
Oh, Vengreck lost some little bit of time. Seems.
Yeah, they went a little bit wide on the exit of the hairpin. And that just compromised a little bit of speed.
Yes, still 27 minutes to go, so plenty of time for him.
And we've seen that gap just open and close right up.
Yeah.
Koenig in 7th place has closed the gap to Vettel, is now just 3 seconds. Less than 3 seconds, 2.7.
And probably Vitor has problems because I'm following his laps, and his last couple of laps were around 58.9, 59.1, 59.3.
Yeah, Koenig also has some damage on the front of his car as he's going over the straights. The front cover is just going up and down, just vibrating like crazy. So maybe he also got a little bit caught up in the collision at the top of the Schumacher S on the first lap.
And
nonetheless, these two are still gonna have to battle it out on track for the fastest Audi.
And Eric Neef is retired at the moment, just realized. I don't know. He's retired from lap 4. Oof.
Oof. That happens. That's racing. It can go your way. Yeah. Everything can change in the span of a week.
And also in the span of a second.
Yeah, I'm sure he'll still be back next week for plenty more racing.
And the gap is going again down and up for the first two. Oh, and there is an error. There is an error for Kylian. Kylian was into the wall on the after the Schumacher S's, and there is a big sign of damage for the Aston Martin driver. Ooh, a spin, but he didn't went into the wall, luckily.
Yep, Cormac is right on the tail of Kylian now. 2.5 seconds the gap. Benny Redmer has caught up to Svirkov for 13th place. Let's see if he can get a move done and pass the Audi.
Also, Kolesnikov is closing on these two guys, slowly but surely closing.
Benny runs a little bit wide on the exit of turn 2. Gathers it up for 3 and 4. He can smell the Audi now. 1 second the gap.
While Cormac, after the error of Kylian, has still 2.7 seconds, 2.9 seconds to close to attack the P3 of the number 23 Aston Martin.
Koenig right on the tail of the Audi, going on the outside. Can he get the move done? Audi defending well. Redmer has the inside for the next corner.
And
he's gonna get a good exit. Let's see if the Audi can get a slipstream and come back at him.
He's closing. The Ferrari is defending the inside, but the Audi has to try a desperate move.
Not quite close enough, but the Ferrari is unsettled.
He launched a little top.
Oh no!
He put it almost into the right way. He should leave the position back.
Yeah, he might have to give that position back.
Luckily, he pulled the Ferrari again in the correct direction. But yes, it should be. He should give the position back.
Yeah, we see the scratches on the right side of the Ferrari going through the second turn.
And now Benny will be furious and will attack more aggressively the 777 Audi while he's going very wide.
Koenig has closed the gap to less than 1.5 seconds, but he has Kolesnikov behind him in a very, very quick Nissan. And the gap in front has closed as well.
Oh, they are. I think this is the moment that it starts Wenger um, to find the weak places of Diaz, because I saw pointing the inside of the car, the car onto the inside of the track and the corner, but not for the moment.
Yeah,
He will
Diaz
try an attack.
just moving off the line to defend the
Ooh.
inside.
And he's, yeah, a little bit defending.
He's just thinking about defending that inside line all the time, is Diaz now.
And they have half a minute advantage on the P3, so they can lap 4 seconds slower per till the end of the race, and they will finish still P1 and 2. Probably.
Cormac has closed the gap to less than 2 seconds on Killian for the last step of the podium. That battle will continue for the last 20.5 minutes of the race, as Redmer has caught right back up to Svirkov. Let's see if he'll let him through or not. Or are these two going to keep battling? Less than a second between these two. There's also less than a second between Koenig and Vettel, as we tuned in to Laszlo there for a quick second. 0.7 seconds the gap. The Nissan of Kolesnikov behind him is in 15th place, the last points position, but a lap down on the P7 driver, as Vettel has a mistake and he lets Koenig through for 7th place, or for 6th place that is. Kolesnikov also now behind this too. Maybe he will unlap himself and continue on his charge.
Yeah, Ben is 4 seconds in front of him. And still no sign of Lucas Virkov leaving the position to Benny. Now they are close. So Benny will probably go, and his drive-through for number 20 for track limit. So Gronay.
Oh, Svirkov runs wide. Benmer runs up into 13th now, after a fag exit of the chicane.
He quickly joins the party, Benny, and gave it a position. And now he will gain another position because the car in front, number 20 Mercedes, has a drive-through for track limits, and the wide Audi is very wide. Yeah. He tried the desperate
dive bomb there. Yep.
That was very late braking move. And Koenig is still very close to Kalashnikov, that just overtook him. So the Nissan has free pace to attack the 777 Audi of Zvirkov in front of them.
As Vengrek still very close to Dietz, on his tail for the whole race.
Oh, and he's wide. Then there is a Mercedes wide, and this Gronay just rejoined behind Zvirkov. Oh, and is very slow. The car Gronay has problems. He's losing a lot of time. Also just overtook by Koenig
yep.
in the Audi, and now will be probably overtaken by Dieter. Guys, he's losing a lot of time. So there will be a fight for P12 between the 213 Ferrari of Danny Redmer, the 777 Audi of Lucas Virkov, and then Dave Kalashnikov that goes on to the outside to try to switch into T1, but it doesn't happen. Tries to move on to the inside in T2, nothing for the moment. Watch on to the inside for
Yep,
P3.
he's gonna get it.
Launch. He get it. P13 for Kolesnikov. And I just saw the car of Kolesnikov flying to the wall, but it's okay.
Oh no, and
And
it's gone from bad to worse from Gronai, who's got to stop and go for speeding in the pit lane.
From P10 to P17, and probably will again. He did a very beautiful race till now, but this drive-through plus the stop and go ruined all the good work put it in.
Dietz defending the inside line hard from Vangrik this time. Let's see if he can get a cutback. Dietz defends that pretty well. On the inside of turn 2, Vangrik not quite close enough. Nothing to separate the two Bentleys in the top two positions.
This is a mental battle between the two Bentley drivers. Because Dietz has to defend not that much, but while Vangrik is attacking.
So close, almost bumper to bumper going through the Schumacher S. Hard on the brakes, still bumper to bumper.
And Cormac is closing on Killian, 1.6 seconds.
And Kolesnikov in 13th has caught up to Redmer, 1 second between the two of those drivers. As we'll keep riding with Vangrik, approaching the start-finish line. Stop to start lap 25. The front runners start another lap. Let's tune in with Redmer, currently in 11th or 12th place. There's two different graphics. There it is. It's updated up to 11th. Huckabee Brown seems to have made a mistake and dropped him up down to 13th place. Kolesnikov almost half a second behind Redmer. This battle will go on into the final 12 minutes of the race.
Yeah, the Audi driver just did a 205, so a little wide somewhere in the last lap for him.
That might give Svirkov an opportunity also to close the gap on Brown in the closing stages of the race as Redmer runs very wide.
And there is now the battle will go on. The battle is on for P3 and P4 between the two Ryan Minan, Killian and Cormac, not Conan.
As we ride on board with Kolesnikov trying to get past the Ferrari of Bedmer in front. Bedmer runs a little bit wide into the hairpin.
Oh, and there is Gronai. There is Gronai stuck. Okay, he rejoined the track in T1, and he has still to serve the stop and go. Big problems for the number 20 Mercedes. While the first two are still going, nose to tail, after 15 minutes of the race, and they are closer than ever in this moment. Van Grek is still trying the mental battle to force the 246 Bentley into a mistake, but for the moment Diaz is not leaving the space forever.
Forever.
For error.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but also forever because he's still going. They are on the same page.
Kolesnikov has gotten past Redmer for 11th place. What's happened to Redmer? Maybe he's had an error. Down to 12th now. Kolesnikov on a charge. A big gap between 11th and 10th though. I'm not sure they'll have enough time to close that gap. And Svirkov has gotten by Brown for 13th place.
While Gulbrandsen is in the box with 9 to go.
Maybe he didn't miscalculate the amount of fuel he would need. That Mercedes does run a lot of fuel.
And it says stop and go 255 laps remaining for the number 20.
I believe that sometimes there is a bug where the stop and go just does not get cleared, and so it just kind of stays on. Yeah, I forgot where I saw that problem, but it's happened before. These sims aren't perfect.
Enough to clear it.
He's got plenty of time to clear it, so.
8 minutes to go.
Yep, 8 minutes. Let's see who's gonna bring it home.
And they did the same exact time for the 25th time this race, probably. They are very consistent and very fast. These two Bentley guys.
Yeah, they know how to drive these machines very well.
There was a yellow flag, but I don't know where.
Seems to be gone now.
While Benny Redmer loses the position again against Zvirkov, so he's down again in P13.
What's happened with Benny Redmer?
I don't know, but he lost 13 seconds.
And he cuts the chicane a little bit.
Probably a
maybe
spin.
damage or something. He has gotten into a fair bit of contact too with Svirkov earlier also. But now he's trailing Svirkov by a fair margin, 7 seconds to perhaps an error into the wall for him. As Dietz has grown the lead to 1.2 seconds. Maybe an error from Vendrick. Or Dietz has just turned on the pace.
Maybe he saved a bit of tire for the end to do this last push. Because in this lap probably we lose almost a second.
Yeah, just about.
56.0, 56.6. Yes, he lost 6 tenths on this lap. And with 3 to go, it becoming very hard for him to try and attack if he's so far.
Yep.
And there is also okay, Gilbrandsen leave the space to the 2 leader.
It's going to be a race between these two down to the end. That gap's still quite big though, 1.3 seconds. As the front runners come up to Sector 3. 1.5 seconds the gap now between Vendrick and Dietz. Maybe Vendrick has just ran out of tire. Or he's just trying to save up a little bit what's left of the tire for one final push in the last 4 minutes of the race. Meanwhile, Cormac has caught up to Killian, less than a second between these two. For the final step of the podium, is it going to be Cormac? Is it going to be Killian? On board with Cormac as they approach the chicane to start another lap. Very bouncy from Killian in the Aston Martin.
And
so
now
give
is
Cormac an advantage.
2 laps to go. Will he attack? Will he stay there?
Killian defending the inside. Cormac's going to have to go the long way around. Gonna try a cutback maybe. Around the outside of turn 2, not quite close enough to get a move done there.
While Dietz has pushed the gap to 2 seconds, so with 2 to go is pretty safe for the moment. But there is still the commentator's course to play in. I don't know.
A little bit wide from Cormac. Lost a little bit of time on Killian. As these two are approaching some back markers.
Yeah,
see if they stay out of the way. Nice and tidy from both drivers through the hairpin coming up to the Schumacher S. Blue flags are waving for the car in front. Yes, and pulls off to the side, leaving way for these two to go through.
Oh, and he's wide.
A little bit wide. Still within striking distance though.
And probably this is not the last of the race.
Yep, I think Dietz will have time to do just one more lap.
To squeeze in another. Oh, and it's slowing down. Okay, it's Kronek. It's slowing down.
The gap has grown to 1 second between Cormac and Killian. Killian holding on to that last step of the podium. 36 seconds behind second place Vengrik, who's now 2 seconds behind the leader Dietz. We'll continue going with this battle as the race is into the last couple of laps here. This might even be the last one, depending on if Dietz wants to pull back a little bit maybe.
Yes, the margin, so you can just lift a bit in on the finish straight, because it's just on the limit to do another lap. But
Let's
if he's
ride
slowed
on
down,
board with Dietz as he approaches the chicane for maybe the final time. Vengrik
10
still very
seconds.
close behind him. Yep, I think this is going to be the last lap of the race.
Let's see. Yes, the
Yep,
last
this
lap.
is going to be the last lap. And here comes
And
Dietz
yes.
to cross the line for first place. Behind him is Vengrik. Let's ride on with the two Ryan Means to see if Killian or Cormac will take the last step of the podium. Cormac just behind. I don't think he's going to be close enough to make a move into the chicane.
Will try on the last corner. He's very close.
Yep, he's closed that gap a lot.
We'll walk inside. Now on the outside to try the switcheroo, and it's
Nope,
not enough.
I don't think he's going to be close enough. Killian is going to hold on to third place. Defending hard from Cormac as they collide and they cross the line. In fifth place is Holobeck going through the chicane. Koenig behind him, closing the gap very effectively, but just not enough time in the race. 3.6 seconds. It was at up near 7.5 at one point. Nonetheless, Holobeck takes fifth place. Koenig in sixth as he crosses the line. Vettel, 2001, going around the last corner for the last time to take seventh place. Good result from him.
And there is Laszlo slowing down, not slowing down, just overtook the P14 Brown in the 444 out for
As
the P8.
Hochmin, Money, Kolesnikov, Svirkov, and Redmer have finished from 9th to 13th is settled. This is P8, Laszlo in the number 4 Mercedes crossing the line to take 8th place. Behind him is Brown and Alvarez, and that completes our race today. That was action from start to finish. Good win from Joseph Dietz there. He's gonna take first place in the championship with that win. Good race from everybody there. Let's take a quick look at the schedule for the remaining races. Next week, on the 30th, we'll have Suzuka, round 4. A 2-week break, and then we'll have Kailami on the 14th. I will be away for that race. On the 20th, we'll have Bathurst, round 6. Round 7 will be Silverstone on the 27th, and the season finale will be in March 6th at Spa-Francorchamps. And that is all we have for you today. Thank you, Vincenzo, for joining me. Thank you guys for watching. We'll be back next week. Confirmed. I won't miss it. We'll be here for round 4. See you next time.